Hello mga buddy and sis, it's me RJ from 3CRI A2-4, a third year criminology student of Pinma Aurelio University. For today's video, our topic is all about arson cases. At the end of this lesson, the student should be able to define and describe the crime of arson and explain what is the fire triangle. So, let's start. So first, let us know what is arson. Arson is a crime of willfully and maliciously setting fire to or a charring property. The crime is typically classified as felony, with instances involving a greater degree of risk in human life or property carrying a stricter penalty. So let's move to motives in committing arson. There are 5 motives in committing arson, which are for profit, for revenge, for excitement, arson for crime concealed, and for vandalism. First, let's go to arson for profit. It includes arson committed with expectation of obtaining a gain from a perpetrator or arsonist. The gain can be direct or indirect. Direct gain would be the collection of insurance of money for replacing a burned house. And indirect gain would be an increase of business by eliminating the competitor who was doing business across the street. Arson for spite is also known as arson for revenge. This type of arsonist wants to take revenge against a person in general. Arson for excitement is committed by people who are bored, in need of attention, or sexually stimulated by the crime of arson. And arson for crime concealed is performed when a criminals try to hide another crime. And last, arson for vandalism, it is typically performed by young criminals or juvenile fire settlers, no apparent reason. So let's go to fire triangle. Fire triangle or combustion triangle is a simple for understanding the necessarily ingredients for most of fire. It illustrates 3 elements, which is oxygen, heat, and fuel. If any of these 3 elements are removed, the fire is extinguished. So first, let's go to heat. Heat is perhaps the most essential elements of fire. Firefighters do to extinguish a fire is to apply a cooling agent, usually water. Another cooling agent is a chemical for retardant such as the one used in fire extinguisher. Firefighters will also turn off the electricity in a burning building to remove the source of heat. Next, fuel. First, fire needs fuel in order to burn. Fuel source can be anything that is flammable, such as wood, paper, fabric, or chemicals. Once the fuel elements of the triangle is removed, the fire will go out. And last, oxygen. It is also an essential component of fire. Fire needs it to be start or continue. So, let's go to collection of evidence. There are 5 steps in the collection of evidence. First, arrival at the scene, evaluating the scene, documenting the scene, processing the evidence, and completing the investigation. While approaching a fire scene, first responder should observe and mentally note the following condition and activities and initiate permanent documentation of the information. Next, it should meet with the incident commander and first responder to assess previous events and the current status of the fire scene. Make introduction, identify essential personnel, and determine scene safety and integrity of issues. After that, the lead investigator has evaluated the scene. He or she must document the scene, identify, collect, and preserve evidence, prevent evidence contamination, package and transport evidence, and establish and maintain the chain of custody. And last, releasing the scene and submitting report to the approximate database. Let's go to the two elements of alleged crime, which is caused by willful criminal act and identity of responsible for the fire. In all prosecution for arson, there are two elements of alleged crime, which prosecution must prove beyond a reasonable doubt. First, that the fire was caused by willful criminal act of some person, and the second one is the identity of defendant as the one responsible for the fire. Both of these elements may be established by direct or positive evidence or by circumstantial evidence or both. So that's all for today. I hope you learned something from my presentation. And kung bago ka lang sa channel ko, please like, share, and subscribe. And click the notification bell for more info.